Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us here again today at Bitcoin Exchange. This is Jay, and I wanted to put an update to a video I put out a while back earlier this year. The top 8 coins for 2018, and done real well. I've got a lot of good responses. Of course, you're always going to take heat when you're saying this is my favorite 8. I'm going to include at the end a total of 10, but I want to talk about the top 8. And then, of course, the two obvious ones that they're laying in the background there. So here we are on CoinMarketCap, and I wanted to go through this one at a time. The first one, of course, here is IOTA. This is my very first real investment after Bitcoin was IOTA. And I bought into IOTA at around 22 cents, 23 cents. Actually, I bought into it a couple times, so I think 25 cents is the highest I bought. This coin is a long-term coin, very, very popular. And the IOTA is the Internet of Things application. And this is going to be your second generation Internet. This is what that Internet's going to run on, the backbone or the railway of the new second generation Internet that will be seen in the next upcoming couple of years. It's going to run on the Internet of Things application, the IOTA. More than likely, they're going to square that market off. And so when you take a look here, it's 74 cents today. It did get as high as it broke through $1.08, and it's going to return to that. In fact, it's on its vertical ascent again, and it's up to 74 cents. Last night it was at 63 cents, so it's doing pretty good. I expect it to punch through $1 sometime in January or so. And this is going to be a long-term coin, but it's going to be an excellent coin coming from a wonderful company that's necessary. And one of the things that you look for in any ICO is what problems does this particular company solve with their coin. Clearly, the Internet of Things application. This is one of, if not the largest problem that is being faced out there, and that's why this is such a popular coin and a beautiful expectation on this particular coin as we're seeing it. So the IOTA coin obviously is number one in my book. The second one is a coin that you don't know very much about. In fact, I'm going to type it in here. This is a company called Ormius Global, and I have several of hundreds of these coins in my portfolio. The Ormius coin is coming from a company called Ormius Global, and because of compliance issues, I'm not really able to go into a lot about their company as of yet because they're still in the launch phase. However, they are trading their coin on a couple of different markets, and this coin, I bought into it at, I want to say, maybe 36 cents, and it's at $1.29. We're talking since, maybe middle of July till now. And for more information on Ormius Global, if you would, private message me either on Facebook or through YouTube. Send me a message if you're interested in more information on this coin. But this coin is backed by a Bitcoin and Ethereum mining application. So this coin and it's also part of a large growing company. In fact, I'm going to say that this particular company, Ormius Global, is going to be a household name among many of the homes in the next 5 to 10 years. So this is kind of a sleeping giant. And this coin, the sky's the limit for this coin. And so I wanted to include it in our top 8 as well. Here's a sleeping giant that has been out for a little while. Hasn't really started it, but the rupee coin is this is a coin coming out of India. And if you know, India has 1.2 billion people population. That's their population. And incidentally, by the way, if you hear something in the background, it's either my daughter's running around or my Chinese Shar-Pei snoring in the background. So I apologize for that. Anyway, this particular coin, 1.2 billion people just in that nation alone, and there's only 22 million in circulation right now. Now, what's interesting is there is a correlation, a strong correlation between the circulating supply and the price of the coin. And I'll show you that here in just a minute. But this coin here, with 22 million coins in circulation, you could see this coin In 2018, this coin could hit 35, 40 bucks. Very, very easy. And beyond that, as time continues on. Simply because the sheer volume of people and against the small circulating supply. So this is the keeper here, this coin rupee. Here we go. Back to number 4. And they have taken this off because they got some internal problems going on still. But the Electronium coin, and this is a very popular coin. I mean, a little bit about what's going on. If you see my videos on some of these, you'll kind of understand. But Electronium, this, folks, was the largest ICO sale in the history of cryptocurrencies, and they did not expect the overwhelming response to their ICO. In fact, they ended it earlier than anticipated, and then they got totally swamped with dedicated denial of service attacks, DDoS attacks, as well as hackers coming in and trying to set up to where they can steal the Electronium coins at the point of transfer. And so now Electronium is doing wonderful things in the background. And the people that own Electronium, please be patient with this particular company, because they have several $1 million to work with, and they're not going anywhere. They're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars with Amazon and with major security companies that they're on Facebook and tell you all about this, that they're trying to get this all allocated out so that in December they can get their coins out to the people. And a lot of people are upset about that, saying, I want my coins when I buy it. But I got to tell you, there are times when ICOs will say, you're going to buy into our ICO, we'll send them all at one point. At the point of the closing of the sale is when we send our coins. Well, Electronium is working out those things, and Richard Ells is doing a wonderful job staying on top of it and keeping people informed. So please do not join in on any negativity on this particular coin thus far. This company, first British UK coin coming out, and they had a marvelous response. And this particular coin, now I told you in my review of it, if it hits 10 cents, you've got a 10x on this coin because it was a penny a coin. This coin can easily hit with it's got 6 billion in circulation right now, 5 billion in circulation, and the rest will be mined. Okay, this particular 5 billion is nothing in compared to the hype and the need of what's going on with this coin, because of what can be done with this coin. So, you know, for this particular coin, and this is not a price prediction, but this particular coin, I'm expecting it'll go long beyond 10 cents. Folks, this coin could hit 50, 60, 70x within the early, first half of 2018. So this is a great coin to have in your portfolio, Electronium. The next one is a coin called Kasha, and it's not on the exchanges yet. And if you watch my video on Kasha, you'll understand what that is. But that's a very popular coin. And one of the things, I'll take you over here to my, you can't, this is the background of my YouTube here, but you can take a look at the responses to Kasha. Here's Kasha. Now, when I do a video, I'm going to get anywhere from 300, 400, 500, 600, there's 294. For people that don't know what to look for in an ICO, there's 294 views. But here's Kasha, 1,298 views. Pretty good. In 2 weeks, you've had 1,298 views just on my channel, which is a good sign. Now, when you look at IOTA, let me give you some history of IOTA a little bit. I did an IOTA. Look here, August 29th, 23,000. IOTA is a very popular coin as well. When you look at, here, I did this October 4th, and there's 9,000. You look at Electronium, October 12th, there's 17,000. So the hype on Electronium is huge. But also, when you're looking at Kasha, you can look at their response and take a look and see what people think about it. And right now they're over 1,200, so they're doing really well with that. That's a great coin to have in your portfolio for 2018. Now, another one that I'm going to get back over here to, if I can, and that is Omisego. Omisego, this coin here is a wonderful coin, and it has hit as high as $12 and it started out, 50 cents, 40, 50 cents. So it's seen its initial spike coming back down to somewhere in the neighborhood of 7, $8. But this coin here only has 102 million out there. This coin with this company, very, very popular coin, and it's a very functional platform. And again, watch the video on that if you have any concerns about this. But Omisego will return and break through. If you know anything about the initial spike, this is testing the market. So they tested this thing out at around 11, 12 bucks, 13 bucks at some point here. And they're going to return and go long beyond that in 2018. I can see this coin hitting $20, $25, 30 bucks easily between first half and second half of 2018. So this is kind of another one for the portfolio, Omisego. People ask me, what's in your portfolio, Jay? Well, I have several coins that I can go through. A good portion of them I've done videos on because I stand behind my work and I buy into the things that I tell you that I think that is going to be good. So right now I have IOTA, I have Ormeus, I have CDX, I have CIF, I have Engine, I have Stack coming. I've got Electronium, I've got Genesis Vision, I've got Bitcomo, I've got Kasha, I've got Storm, I've got Dogazer coming. Dogazer is a sleeping giant. Didn't make my list, but it's going to be a wonderful coin. So that's what's kind of, plus Bitcoin, Ethereum, and different things like that are in my particular portfolio. And my portfolio grows as I, play it around with my funds and get into new things. So, all right, so that's Omisego. And now we get into another one, which is not out on the markets yet, and that's a company called WorldCore. Let's go back over here to my videos. Here's WorldCore. This particular company, people come to me and say, there's a lot of negativity out on the road, or out on the internet rather, on WorldCore. Are you really certain about this particular product? Well, yeah. If you watch my video, this company is not new. This company's been out for several years. They have several $1 million worth of transactions already in the fiat world, and they're bringing that company into the transparency of the blockchain network, and their WorldCore ICO is going to do phenomenal. I think it's going to be a wonderful coin for 2018 and beyond. Now, they did get attacked with a blackmail, where a person, I don't know if it's a man or woman, a person come out and said, if you don't pay us, I think it's 2 or 3, 4 Bitcoin, we put all this negative stuff out about WorldCore, and none of it's true. It's all false. It's all fake news. But they're extorting them to pay X amount of Bitcoin, and then we'll remove those campaigns off of the web and take away the black eye we're trying to give you. Of course, WorldCore did not pay that, and they're suffering a little bit, not much, a little bit by the people who they see negative things. And listen, folks, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a little longer video, but if you want to know about a company, don't Google them. That's the last thing you can do. If you want to know about a company and you go to Google, you're going to get all kind of barrage of information that's going to get you more confused and muddy than you would possibly believe, because there's always negativity out there and always things that are positive out there. And if you've got a really good company and you've got competition, trust me, the competition's going to slam you. And they're going to do it on the internet in ways you don't know it's the competition. You think it's some guy that's actually done business with them. And so you don't do that. I don't do that. If you want to know about a company, go to the source. Go to the source, read about it, look at it, listen to them, go meet them, talk to them if possible. Call them on the phone. You can chat with them online. You can FaceTime them, get a feeling of the heartbeat, and look into this particular company and make your own decisions. Do history, but Google is one of the worst things that you can possibly do, because Google, first of all, it's a controlled advertising. In other words, they're going to tell you what they want you to hear. If you want to go into the blogs and read about that, that's one thing. If you want to go in and look at alternative advertising and what the media out there is saying that's beyond Google, that's okay too. But don't always go to the source, but don't go to Google, because Google's just going to make you very, very confused. Okay, for what it's worth. WorldCore is a great company at this particular point. They've done business several years now, and they seem to be seamless, flawless in what they're doing, and they're being very upfront with that. That's a great coin. Now, people in America say, "Well, I can't buy that coin." You can, but you're not going to be able to do it during the ICO. For the U.S. citizens that are on board here, and I'm a U.S. citizen, there are several times where I put a video out here, and the U.S. citizens cannot partake in the ICO, and they get a little frustrated, and I understand that. But you can see several times when we go back and look, especially when we're looking at as soon as the company launches and it gets out onto the exchanges, you can buy them within the first week, and you're still going to ride that coin up. It's not, nothing happens within the first 24 hours that is absolutely phenomenal. Oh my God, I missed it. Get into the coin, ride it up on the crest, and hold on to it until. So it's just something that the SEC needs to work out in the United States. But don't be frustrated by that, because this WorldCore coin, when it hits the market, you'll be able to buy it, and when you do, hold on to it. It's going to do. I think it's going to do real well. Okay, so that's number 7 on my list, and then we have another one. We'll go back over here to here, and we'll look at one that is interesting to me is NEO. And a lot of people are asking me, what do you think about NEO? Well, 65 million coins. So there's not a whole lot of coins out there. And this coin here is going parabolic at this point, and now it's starting to fluctuate. It's getting to the point where you're going to start seeing, if you know anything about candlestick shapes and all, you're going to see head and shoulders, different things going on with this as it's making its way up. So it is on its way up, and this coin hasn't touched where it's going to be. This coin, it was 65 million coins. This coin could easily hit 2, 3, 4x from here, and that's not bad, folks. You can't get that at banks. People say, I only invest unless I get 10x, and that's the way I think as well. But when you're talking to people who spend 10 years doubling their money, and you can get 5x in the next 12 months, that would be wonderful. Even if you could get 1x in 12 months, if you could double your x, okay, I should say 2x, I'm sorry. If you can get twice your investment in 12 months, that's way better than the stock markets. But this particular coin is a favored coin, NEO, and it's going to do real well. Which leads me to, now there's your 8, Ormus Iota, Rupee, Electronium, Kasha, Omisigo, WorldCore, NEO, and then of course we are going to not walk away from the top 2. Ethereum. Ethereum is on its way up. Here's your chart. It's on its way up. It was at 290 last week. It's at 331. Ethereum is going to be riding the storm in 2018. Now, Ethereum may or may not be a 20-year coin. Some think it's going to take Bitcoin. Some think that they're crazy. But I think that it's going to be a coin for your wallet that's going to do real good in 2018. And then finally, these are the 2 that are obvious. The last one here would be Bitcoin. Bitcoin, the big bull in the shop, my all-time favorite coin, is going to make you a millionaire if you get into this right. In fact, all these coins, coupled with your knowledge of the industry and the ability to trade, can take you to make $1 million within 12 to 24 months. Can very easily happen, folks. Bitcoin right now is at 7,300. And let me give you this, and I'm going to close this video out. Let's go to here for just a minute. And I'm going to drop back to the last month. Okay? All right, here we are. If you had 10 Bitcoins, now back here, when I got into Bitcoin, it was $1,100 a coin. Okay, so now if you had 10 Bitcoins, you say, well, Jay, how do I do that now? Well, you can do it. There's ways of doing it. However, let's say you have 10 Bitcoins. I met a guy the other day that bought 20 of them when they were like $200 a piece. So there's a lot of people out there, folks, with a lot of Bitcoin. But you can do this. If you had just 10 Bitcoin, we'll even just say 5 Bitcoin, and you see this and you're understanding how the market works and you're learning to trade. And one of the guys that I would tell you, if you want to learn how to trade, you want to go see a guy named Chris Dunn. I'll throw in a rock for him. He's a good guy. He'll teach you some things, okay? This coin, 10, let's say we got 5 of these coins, right? All right, it's $7,496, $7,500. You got 5 of them. You sell right there. Okay, and then you hold till it drops down here, and it hit 5,600 bucks. All right, so we were over here at 7,800, and it dropped to 5,600. All right, that is a $1,200 drop. And if you had 5 coins, you made, watch now, there's a $6,000 difference from here to here. Now we're not there yet, but we're sitting at 73. Okay, so if that's $1,200 difference, if we minus what was missing, you're still going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of making $5,000-6,000 off that trade, and that trade happened. That trade would have happened from the 8th to the 15th, which is 1 week. You could easily turn $5,000-6,000 a week. If you had 10 coins, you'd turn $12,000 within 2 weeks. This is how you make money with Bitcoin. You've got to get it. And that's what it's all about. Start now, because, well, I can't buy a whole Bitcoin. It's $7,700 or $7,300. I understand that. Buy what you can buy, because one day, next year, this coin's going to be $15,000. If you had one coin, you know, it's almost worth going out and buying. They say, go to your bank and get a loan. Give me a $20,000 loan or $25,000 loan, and I'll pay $400 a month on it. And in 12 months, I'll pay $4,800. Okay? However, I have 3 of these Bitcoins. So I made $1,200 in a year. When this thing goes up, if this thing hits 15,000, you've got $45,000. You can pay your $25,000 off minus the $4,800, and you're still way ahead of the game. And you've got 3 whole coins. Then you can trade. And as you're trading, those 3 coins, when you drop from here down to here, you could have picked up an easily 0.2 coin, 0.4 coin, 0.3 coin, somewhere in the neighborhood. I can't do the math that fast in my mind. But nonetheless, you start trading this, you can get to where your coin is adding up very quickly, folks. And it's not about how much the coin costs. It's about having a portion of it and making more with it. Even if you start out with 0.1, $750, you start out with 0.1, and you start trading that 0.1, in a little while it could be 0.2, and then 0.4, and then before you know it, you've got a whole coin. And then that coin, you continue to work. And if you do this for 2, 3, 4 years, you would be amazed. Now, there's faster ways of doing it. I could certainly tell you about it, but I can't do it on this video. I think that you need to get involved. If you're not involved in it, if you don't understand it, you need to get involved in this particular Bitcoin revolution. It's the greatest shift of wealth in human history, and you need to be a part of it. Hey, listen, thanks for watching or listening and watching the video. And I will do other videos here coming out this week. So stay with us, hit that subscribe button, throw me out a comment, and I will see you folks in the future.